Tech Corner. Yow.
Hey, welcome for another video of Tech Corner at HCC. Today I want to talk to you guys about the HCC church directory online. This is a great way for people that are regular attenders and members of the church to be able to find information and get in touch with other people within the organization. And have this information basically, at your fingertips if you use a smartphone, or you can also access this directory on your PC or laptop or Mac computer at home as well. But just wanted to give you a little background first of all, that the church uses a database online with a company, Planning Center, and this is Planning Center Online. I'm kind of showing you here. This is just setting up some dummy accounts here. This is John Smith, and basically the Planning Center doesn't really have a directory for congregation, for the congregation or general congregation to access. So basically we have to use a third-party company to give you a directory, and there's one company in particular that integrates with the database that we maintain on Planning Center. That way it's a little bit more seamless as far as when we enter in information, it will automatically populate to the online directory with the company we use. But we have a couple of different settings. Basically, when we set up somebody that comes into the church, we give them a connection card typically. And as well as they have children, a lot of times we'll capture information as they come through our check-in system, which is also done through Planning Center. That's another feature that we use with Planning Center. Planning Center also is something we use for all our volunteer coordination as well. So it has a whole piece that sends reminders out, and we use for scheduling volunteers that we have each week and at our special events and things of that nature. But basically, when we have an online church directory, we don't really want visitors in that directory because they may only come once, and we really wanted to use a way to just bring in people that are regularly engaged in the ministry but maybe haven't quite joined the church. And then of course we want to be able to have our members join the church as well, in the church directory online, of course. And so you'll notice that we have different membership statuses here, one being our visitors, of course, and then once we realize that they're regularly engaging and coming regularly, we'll change them up to a regular tender, and then of course when they officially join the church, they become a membership status. And so whenever I bring someone in, of course they go straight to visitor, but once we switch them over to regular tender or member status, then that actually automatically each night the third-party company we use for our directory online will actually sync up each night and bring across anybody we've changed to regular tender / member into the directory. And at that point that person would have access to the directory if we have an email on file for them in Planning Center. So you'll notice that I set up kind of a dummy family here of John Smith and wife Jane Smith, and then Junior Smith over here, and dumped in their information here, just using kind of a setup email so that we can integrate them in. So next thing I want to do is show you how do I get to the directory. And if it's your first time there, you're a regular tender, a member of Harvest Church, how do I register, or how do I get into that directory once I'm at that site? So let's take a look at that. Alright, so how do we get to the online directory for Harvest Church Charlotte? Basically, I have a address set up to harvestchurchcharlotte.com/directory, and that will actually redirect you to the link with the company of Jace. Now, Jace is the company that we use for our online directory. It's a secure site, and again, it's only available to folks who we have as regular attenders and as members. of Harvest Church. So it'll redirect you to the link you see up here in my address bar, which is hcc.adjace.com. But again, you could use either one of those to get to the site, but the easier one to remember, I believe, would be harvestchurchcharlotte.com/directory, and it'll bring you to this page. And again, I'm talking to you if you are using using your desktop computer or laptop or something of that nature. That's what you want to do on your web browser. So for the first time, you either want to log in, or you can use create your account. So if it's your first time here, excuse me, not log in, but new user or create your account. If you've already created your account and you come to this page, of course you use login or already have an account. So in this case, you're going to do new user or create your account. So I'll just click on one of these, and then it's going to ask for email, and you're going to go ahead and set up your password. So the email you want to use would be the email that is on file, or typically when we change somebody's status, we'll send an email out to let them know that they have been changed to their status and that they have access to this directory. As well, during that time, we use a mass communication system with the church that's integrated with Planning Center. It's a third-party company as well for sending out text and voicemails to people within our congregation. That way, with important notifications, or if we have weather closing and things of that nature, we like to make sure we get that, or an important announcement, get that to our folks in that quick fashion. Text, of course, being the quickest, and then if people don't use text, of course they can get a voice call from the church still. So we update that information as well when your status becomes regular attender or member of the church. But in this case, again, going back here, we're just getting registered. So I'm going to use the email that the church has on file, and probably I'll send you a link with how to get to this directory. And you're gonna go to this and register for the first time using that email address. And we're just going to set up a dummy account here for the password, and get registered, signed up. Oh, let's see here. So there we go. Let's see if this works. And there we go. So let's see. And so here's another security feature as well. You have to have access to that email basically to get fully registered here. So that's a good security feature that's built into this. So just somebody that has your email address is not going to be able to get into this account. So it has to be the person that owns that email. So today I'm John Smith, and let's see if we got an email here. Hopefully it comes fairly quick. Yep, it did. So you'll get an email like this from a Jace directory, and you want to confirm your account. So we will click on that email and follow the link there. So you just got to click on that. Also, important to note that they automatically give you links. So if you're doing this on your phone, I would suggest that you grab up the if you're an Apple user, download the Jace app from the Apple Store, and if you're a Android user, you want to go to the Google Play Store link. So I would click on that. That's going to be the quickest way to have access to that directory at your fingertips, so to speak, by using the app. But you still want to go ahead and confirm your Jace account. And let's see here, taking a second. There we go, email confirmed. So now you have access to the directory. Now if you click on the directory, that'll take you to the HCC directory. And if you want to manage your profile, this is important. This is an important factor of why we picked up a Jace, and why I like this, is that you can go into your profile in here, and you're going to see, he's going to see a whole family here, and you can go in each individual profile and put information in as far as what you do want. You can update your information in here. So maybe you've moved. It gives you an opportunity to update that information. It also gives you the opportunity to hide your profile or any individual profile in your family. So say maybe you don't want your kid listed on the directory, you can take them out, or you can take out everybody, just go through each one if you don't want to be in the church directory. You can also hide certain information. So each field here pretty much has, you can hide your birthday. I don't think you can hide your name. That's pretty much going to be a given in there. But your email address, street address, and then your phone number would be something that you can hide from the directory if you choose to do so. Now, I would, encourage people to, again, this is a private directory to our people internally, and the whole, gist of what we're doing here is so that we can be able to easily communicate with each other. So I would encourage people to make sure your information is available to your brothers and sisters here at the church so that they can get in touch with you. But you do have that option. We wanted to make sure people have that option if that's something they choose not to have. You can also go in and select a portrait. So if you have a picture that you want to put with your profile, that gives you an opportunity to do that as well, and save that to your profile on the church directory. And you hit save changes. Now, what will happen is when those, and you can also add additional information. So you can add a secondary address, add emails, add phone numbers. So maybe you have a home phone and a mobile, you can add that in there. Now, the plus side of this is, for one, it's going to shoot an email to our admin team, and we'll be able to see that you've done some updates, and we'll approve those. And then what happens is once it's approved, it will actually backsync to Planning Center, and your information on file with our database within the church is going to be automatically updated as well, which is a good thing for our leadership team at the church as well, and we have the most current information for you on file. So this gives the congregants more control of their information and what's being updated properly, and that it's done properly. So now again, keep in mind, if you change your email address and you have this one primary email address, that will, once you change that email address, if you have a sign in the directory, you're going to have to use that new email address once that change is being approved by leadership or through the admin team and has been updated with Planning Center. Now, for anybody that's on our volunteer side that's using Planning Center, keep in mind that if you update your primary email address here in the directory, once it syncs back to Planning Center, when you go to sign into Planning Center, if you're one of those folks that uses the app or something to that effect, you'll probably have to re-sign in with the new email address that you've updated. So just keep that in mind as well, because your email address is very important for your sign-ins with both Planning Center and for the directory. So for anybody that's on our volunteer side. So anyways, that's pretty much how that works with your profile. And then, of course, clicking on the directory here, this is actually listed in alphabetical order by last name. And if it's a household, it'll have the husband and wife's name and then last name there. So you'll notice that households are mixed in here with individuals as well. So, but it is in alphabetical order. And let's see here. And so we'll get down to our profile here for the Smith family. Let's see here. I think I passed by it here. There we go. So you'll see how it's listed on the directory. So it's John and Jane Smith, address. It has the email for John and phone number and the birth date without the year, and then same here for Jane. And then it also has Junior down here and his birthday date, basically. So it does give you that information. And then, of course, if you click on any of these links, it gives you an option to use your desktop email. If you're in your phone, it might actually work a little bit better with these links when you're in an app for doing GPS or sending an email than it does a lot of times on the computer, unless you're already signed into a desktop type email system. So keep that in mind as well. But that's something definitely is a nice little advantage if you are using your mobile phone with this directory over the desktop. Desktop doesn't always work with those links exactly. But anyways, that's basically the online directory for HCC. If anybody has any questions, again, always feel free to contact us, info@harvestchurchcharlotte.com. We'll be glad to answer any questions and help walk you through that. One little tip I did want to, kind of throw out there for you guys as well is a lot of times I run into folks within the church that have problems remembering their passwords, and I know, as someone who uses a lot of passwords for both business and personal use, it is a bit tedious to try to remember passwords, and especially if you want to have really secure passwords. So I would make a suggestion, if you're a smartphone user, is that you get a password app. One that I specifically like to use is A Wallet, and they have the A Wallet cloud password, not the regular one, but I like the cloud password one. They have this both on for Apple Store for iPhone users, and of course I'm an Android user, and I'm just showing you the app here. But basically, this app allows you to sync with your cloud storage. It encrypts everything from your phone to where it backs up all your passwords. So if if you have a Gmail account, you can save it to your Google Drive. If you're an iPhone user and you plan to stick with Apple, you could use your iCloud account. Sometimes I suggest to people, if you're thinking about switching back and forth between iPhone and Android, I would use your Google Drive with your Gmail account, because they give you free space with your Google account. And usually other email carriers have some type of cloud space you could use as well. It also works with Dropbox. But basically, that makes it easier if you transition between an old phone and a new phone. You can automatically download this app again, and once you sync it to your cloud space, it'll grab that encrypted file and bring all your information back in there. And this is a great way you can categorize your web accounts from your email accounts, from your credit card accounts to your computer logins for your computers. And you can go in and use the search feature and find basically any password that you've stored on there. You can put notes in there if you have security questions and things like that. So this is a great little app that I've been using for several years, and I would highly suggest it. All you have to remember is whatever PIN number you set up. You remember that one PIN number, and you can always get to your passwords. As long as you're got your phone or whatever. And if you ever got into trouble where you lost your phone or whatever, there's honestly, there's ways that you can retrieve that encrypted file and be able to retrieve all your passwords as well that you may have lost on that phone. Or once you get a new phone, you can install the app again, sync it to that account, and everything will come right back to the phone. So anyways, I just want to make that little side note suggestion for folks that have trouble keeping up with passwords as well. But check out the online directory with a Jace, and that's a great way for us to engage. So thanks for tuning in, and again, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to get the latest tech videos that we're putting out there about the technology we use here at Harvest Church. God bless you, and have a good day.